Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We are here live and recording for our final wrap up, roundup, Sunday night fun call for our I'm a Coach, Now What? So, Kristen, I'll hand it over to you for the moment.
I'll get fancy for you guys. I'll put my hair down. Look at my curly hair. Okay. Not sure why I shared that. But anyway, just so excited that we all are coming off of Super Saturday or Super Sunday. So lots of announcements, some of which we got, I guess, kind of sneak peek at in the surge. I was kind of surprised that almost everything was in the surge that they announced at Super Saturday. So the only thing that I did catch that I just cannot wait and I am so stinking excited about is the app. The end of January, beginning of February. So I recently decided that Rami and I are going to do he helped me decide, and I think it'll give me enough time for my foot, when we are going to start Hammer and Sizzle. We're going to start the first Thursday in February. So hopefully we'll have the app. I'm excited.
Awesome.
So we just wanted to use this opportunity to kind of talk about some what the team has coming up for all coaches to take advantage of, as well as maybe hit on a couple of the topics from this week as you sort of graduate from this version of Coach Basics. And then also, if now I just got a note, Nicole's iPhone just joined the meeting. So anybody who's got some questions or takeaways or ahas that was kind of a participant in the group, we'd love to hear that as well. So first off, we do have a sneak peek starting tomorrow. So for those of you that don't know what that is, haven't seen that before, it's 5 days where I have 1 or 2 posts that I do each day. They're real general information. And the first day, I also invite any coaches on the team to share their Why I Became a Coach video within the group. So each day, it's not a ton of information, but it's a place where people you have talked to who are curious about coaching, you can add them to the group, and they can pay attention to the daily posts, hopefully. And because we do so much on Facebook, it's kind of a good introduction to them of like actually checking Facebook every day. Because believe it or not, there are people who don't, unlike me, who it's like once an hour or once every 10 minutes. I don't know. And we also, a couple of days of the week, have small tasks they can do that will give them the idea, without moving them too far out of their comfort zone, of what it's like to be a coach. So those are, of course, totally optional, but it's nice for us as coaches when we have people in the sneak peek and we see the people who actually participate. That's a really good sign to us that they're really interested and coachable. So the sneak peek, like I said, runs typically Monday through Friday. And on Friday, I kind of just do a call to action of like, hey, who's ready to get started? Talk to the coach who invited you here. But it's a place they can ask questions all week and get information. I'm also going to post, two, one of them for sure will be a recorded webinar, the kickoff, because couldn't make it happen tonight and or tomorrow. So I'm going to record one, which will be a kickoff, basically webinar that is kind of an intro to coaching and to the sneak peek. So I'll post that either later tonight or tomorrow morning. And then later in the week, kind of a wrap up webinar that'll either be something people can attend live, but either way, it'll also be recorded and posted in the group. So that's the sneak peek. That's tomorrow. And we try to do those. It's not always once a month per se, but probably every 6 weeks, because what we'll start after each sneak peek is a new group like this, like a Coach Basics type of a group, so that people who sign up as a result of the sneak peek or any time in the couple of weeks before that can join the upcoming I'm a Coach Now What, although we might change the name
Yeah.
because Michelle's phone, it shows up in a way she doesn't like.
Yeah.
It confuses her. No, but we might change the name, but the idea is it's basically our version of Coach Basics. So we'll be doing something like that after each sneak peek. Anything else on that I'm not mentioning, Erin or Michelle?
Nope, I think that covers it.
Okay.
And Beth, you went through one of the sneak peeks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So you can, it's what's nice about it is you don't have to be the one answering questions or feeling like you need to know things. You can basically just say, hey, I know you mentioned you were kind of curious. Can I put you in this group? You can, it's much easier for you as a newer coach to just plug somebody in there. And honestly, I use it too. I put people in there too. So it's for all coaches. It just kind of makes our life easier. Some people are like, they just want to have a one-on-one conversation and ask all their questions and make a decision. Some people really like to have that opportunity to kind of go through the sneak peek. So it's available and you're welcome to plug people in. Anybody on the team is. Cool. All right. So then the other kind of really only agenda item for today was to kind of look at the topics from this past week. And the point of this last week was to kind of take it up a level. With our 3 vital behaviors were what we kind of focused on the first few weeks of inviting. Number 1 being invite. So we talked a lot about how to use social media to do that. We talked a lot about the value of challenge packs, Success Club, and how to invite. We spent a lot of the first week on the wording of how to invite. The second vital behavior is being a product of the product, which again, asking every day what workout you did and what type of shake you had, encouraging you to continue being a consistent product of the product. And again, that came up quite a bit at Super Saturday, Sunday events. And the third one being personal development, which we covered basically from the beginning when we talked about your why and how it's really important to know what that is. And then that was also the final day of this group, which was to how you incorporate your why on an ongoing basis. So making sure that it continues to be part of what drives you on a daily, weekly, monthly basis is why you're doing this. So part of it was to just kind of take you back through those basics, but then also to take it up a notch, which is once you've kind of got the gist, and those 3 things are the vital behaviors, no matter what leadership level you are, no matter what rank you have, those are still the 3 vital behaviors. However, if you do want to build a business where you're advancing in rank and you have the potential for greater income and impacting more lives, then understanding how that works is really kind of the next step. So that's what a couple of the days were this week, of understanding how to enroll coaches, how to use the invitation process and move customers to coaches, and also how to rank advance. What does it mean to be Emerald? And so that might be something, we could spend a few minutes on getting input from Michelle and Erin in terms of the next step. Once you've finished kind of understanding, and by the way, finishing Coach Basics does not mean that you should feel like you've mastered inviting and running challenge groups, because I don't feel that way, and it's been 9 years. So no mastery is ever expected, but you've been introduced to it, and hopefully by being consistent in your practicing of it, you've become more confident with it. And so when I say moving to the next level, it doesn't mean because you've mastered the first level, because we're all always on that first level. Those 3 vital behaviors are the same, whether you're a coach, an emerald coach, a ruby, a diamond, or even a 15-star diamond. We all have to do the same activities. So those we never stray from, but we simply add some variations, I guess, to what that looks like. So Michelle and Erin have both achieved diamond, and Michelle has achieved 1 star, and Erin is super close to that. And so just kind of maybe that's what we can spend a few minutes on is, what is that, how does that change your business, but how does your business stay the same as you rank advance, emerald, diamond, and beyond? And kind of thinking from an advice perspective of looking back when you were a new coach and you were first going for emerald, or maybe you just hit emerald, what do you wish you had known? I'm totally putting them on the spot, by the way. I didn't tell them I was going to ask them this. So I can see them. I saw Michelle, her wheels started turning. Erin's like, sweet, I'm on mute. So maybe she'll call on me second.
That is exactly what Erin is thinking. I know how she works.
Totally.
I'm in the world. I'm in the world of the living.
I know you are. No, I know. I just was, so I don't know or you can talk about whatever else you want to talk about, but just kind of thinking about moving forward. What are some of the cool things about taking this to the next level? And what are some things that, you would want to tell a newer or kind of, relaunching coach? And if either of you have ideas,
I
go
just
for it.
kind of feel like, once you kind of, for me personally, once I reached diamond, I started seeing this, I started seeing more of the business opportunity side of things. And of course it kind of melds in there with helping people. It's one-on-one, but it just was more visible to me, like, oh, the potential of the business side. Oh yes, this is a legit business. And there's great potential with it. It just all depends on how much you put into it. And like everyone says, no matter, it's how many people you're helping, that's where your income's reflected. And but the potential's there. And that's kind of when I began to see it, was when I hit diamond. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So kind of as it evolves, as you start out, you're mainly, I think a lot of times most people are thinking about how they can help others physically and focusing on that because it has helped you physically or things along that lines. And you don't really think about how you can help people financially as well. So sometimes we have to kind of broaden our perspective as far as the way we look at things and realize that we can help people in a lot of ways. We can help them physically if that's all they want, and we can help them also financially. And I think we had a couple of great, well, at least one good example today at our Super Sunday of somebody who was living on couches and then now is not making an income and supporting herself and also being healthy and fit and making a difference in other people's lives. So this is kind of like that big rock at the top of the hill that, you push it and it starts rolling and it starts going and going and going. And so like the effect is threefold. So like you help one person and then that person goes and helps 2 people. Well, you still had an impact in those other 2 people's lives because you got that one person going, and so on and so on and so on. So it's just getting that ball rolling at times. But it's how it evolves and change, I think for me is when you get to diamond, you see that you have to not only just help people like run challenge groups, which we're still all, it's an evolving business. We're always learning, we're always growing, we're always changing, but then you've got to start trying to figure out how to lead other people in the process when you still even think you got it together, and you got to try to encourage and tell them how to do it too. So that's kind of the biggest difference between emerald and diamond for me.
And this just popped into my head, Michelle, when you were talking about how we not only help people physically, but it's also financially. I think that's a huge part of it, because like I said, that's when I started seeing that this was a business. And yes, we have the opportunity to help other people make this a business. And that is also like, that transforms lives. And that's huge. And I mean, there's no reason to apologize for wanting to make money with this. Nurses and doctors who help people make money off of their business. And this just happens to be our business, and we're helping people at the same time. And it just rocks that we can help them physically and, like Michelle said, financially. So that's really cool. Never apologize for that this is a business.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny. On a couple of the Zooms I've been on, Brittany, she's with corporate, but one of her things she started saying, even in December, she said the top 3 New Year's resolutions people have are lose weight, make more money, get out of debt. Boom. We can help with all 3. So I love that point, Erin, about, that's the point at which it kind of started becoming real for you. And that's what I tell coaches a lot. So that's actually a good thing to bring up here too, is when you're getting started, or you enroll your first coach and you kind of feel like, ooh, I should probably know more than I do. But what I always tell people is, it's almost hard to know it until you need to know it, or it's hard to understand it until you're there. You can get, obviously, the understanding of the technicality of what it means to reach Emerald or Diamond, but to kind of understand even the cycle bonuses and all of that, once you get it showing up into your bank account, that's when you kind of start to understand it, right? So until then, it's kind of like, whatever. But same thing, once you achieve these different things and you start having these different rewards, that's when you start to really understand it. So never feel like you don't understand it, so you shouldn't go after it, because that's just not how it works. That a lot of times, it's kind of fake it till you make it, and follow the people that have gone before you, which is why this whole team model is so cool. And Michelle even saying, gosh, you get to Diamond and you feel like, okay, I've got to figure this out now. I'm supposedly a leader. Well, you still have a leader, and I still have a leader. And so that's what's kind of cool, is we still have the rest of the team. So we don't necessarily have to have it all figured out. We still have tons of resources from Beachbody. And as just so you guys know, Michelle and Erin know this, but once you achieve Diamond, Star Diamond, and above, additional resources start coming from the company. So again, you're not expected to just know. What you're expected to do is just believe, basically, which sometimes is even harder, right? But that's really what it's all about, is just going, okay, there are people that are doing this. And gosh, I literally just had my 9-year anniversary, and my mom texted me today, and she said, how's it going since you posted your video? So Beth, we need to connect on Facebook, but I posted a video the other day that was me talking for about 10 minutes, very candidly, about my Beachbody business and my goals for this year. And I had a lot of great supportive response. Did you see it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So everything I post is public, so anybody can see it. But my mom's text was, are things looking up? Have you had a lot of response? And I thought, oh, that's so cute. And I've been doing this for 9 years, and she still doesn't get it. So I texted her back and I said, oh, Mom, that video, it would be awesome if that video would turn my business around. But that video that I posted to the people that I already know was like me preaching to the choir. These people already know. So that was just me putting it out there for accountability. I need to actually put into action some things that are really much more outside my comfort zone, because I need to meet more people. I've been doing this for 9 years. Everybody knows what I'm doing. So I just thought it was really cute and really, I don't know, that after 9 years, she's still didn't really get it. And I said, so when I replied with that, she said, oh, but is it really possible? Because I put out my 6-figure goal, right? She asked me that. And I'm like, didn't I address this? But okay, Mom. I said, yes, there are probably thousands of Beachbody coaches who make 6 figures. She goes, oh, okay. I just didn't know. You can do it. I'm sure you're, smart and can do anything, total mom stuff. But I just thought, there you go. So I have to believe, and I have to just recognize that one of my favorite things, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the video, is that the people that are doing it are examples, not exceptions.
I love that. I love that you said that. I was going to bring that up. I love that.
And that applies that applies in every step of our business. Any level of success. If someone else has achieved it, they're not an exception. They're showing you that it can be done. Yeah. So I can't take credit. I heard that at an Eric Worre event, but it was my hugest takeaway from the weekend, and I love it. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to add? I'm rambling and telling stories now.
That's okay. Well, and I think the other thing that sometimes we don't think about with this business, we can invite the people we want to work with into this group. It's not like you have to go work for a corporation and then there's a bunch of people sitting around you that you don't even want to talk to. It's about finding other people that like the same kind of stuff that you do, enjoy drinking a little wine, wearing masks, whatever it may be. I've got a look into Erin's bar side today firsthand, but crazy side. But finding like-minded people that you enjoy being around when we do get together at Summit and at Super Sundays and things along that lines. It's like, I don't want to hang out with people I don't like. That sounded very hick. Sorry. You did. But think about who you want to work with, who you want to go on trips with, who do you want to do things with, and that's who your first people you want to invite to come join you on this road that you're on right now. That'd be my last thing to say on that. And Kristen's on the move now, I see.
Sorry. Yep, I'm on the move. Erin, any other final thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess kind of sort of tagging on to Michelle in a way. I was just thinking when you think about how you were saying you can invite people who you want to work with, the other thing to keep in mind is just like challengers. A lot of challengers, or a lot of people that were now in our challenge groups, they're just waiting to be asked. A lot of times the same thing is for the financial side of it too, because I was one of those people who was just waiting for an opportunity like this because I was trying to find what would work for me and the life that I wanted. So don't forget about that too. There are a lot of people out there who may not think would be into this or whatever, but a lot of people are just waiting to be presented the opportunity, like I was.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all they can do is say no, and you say okay, and move on down to the next person. I knew Erin would be great at this for a long time. I was feeding her little snippets.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's funny. Well, that's just a random story, but I had paid and enrolled in medical transcription class because I wanted so badly to stay home with my kids. And the funny thing about that is I would have to be held up in like a really quiet room because I was going through the training and everything. And you have to be really quiet to hear what's going on in the headphones to transcribe all the stuff. And that's not what I wanted. And so this is just like the perfect fit. So it's kind of cool. A lot of people want to be home or want to get out of their job or stay home a little bit more with their kids.
Some people just want to have more money to be able to take a vacation because they make enough money to cover their bills, but they don't have enough money to go on vacation. It's just.
I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but it was probably.
I don't know either.
I don't even know where.
Well, this week we were talking about recruiting coaches. So there you go.
There you go. It all ties back, right?
It all ties in. Yeah, no problem.
So yes, we talked about inviting, being a part of the product, inviting to challenge groups, inviting to join you in the business. It's all part of our daily activities kind of thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a stoplight. Don't worry.
Okay. And then we had another topic, didn't we, Kristen, that you wanted to go over before we had questions or anything?
I don't think so. It was just kind of,
Recap of the week in Emerald and
then I already touched on what was coming up next for Team Effort was the sneak peek and another Coach Basics group. So that was the other thing, and I already did it.
And we have the Team Cup Challenge.
Yes. Excellent point.
So
excellent. We'll start recruiting for that.
So yeah, definitely. So be thinking about that, and that's about working into the 5, getting basically kind of an extra little reward for doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as inviting in to challenge groups and growing your business and things along that line.
I know I'm in the dark again, but one thing that I heard at our Super Saturday that there were a lot of people. There always are, I should say, a lot of coaches who get started and for one reason or another are hesitant about the fact that they're looking to build an income. And so initially a lot of us put out there, I just want to help people.
Yes.
Whether it's, because it feels safe or because, that's true. But we were talking about Success Club, and Jeff Hill spoke at the San Diego Super Saturday, and he said, by the way, I hate the name. He said, if it were up to me, it would not be called Success Club. It would be something about helping 3 people or something more, like what it is. But one of the two, we had a bunch of people from the Market Council kind of leading different parts, and one of them said, what I always tell my new coaches is, whether you're here to build a business or to help people, it's the same activities. So it just so happens that by helping people, you're going to earn an income. So the helping at least 3 people each month get started with the challenge pack is a perfect goal, regardless of why you're in this business, whether it's to help people or to earn an income, because they're both going to get you to the same place where you're helping people and you're earning an income as a bonus. So she said that, and then she also said she'd heard Doug Moss, who's the West Region corporate person for now, I think 7-star and above. Anyway, and he said he likes to tell, especially newer coaches, that Success Club is a challenge pack every 10 days. I was like, that's kind of a good way to think about it. So don't wait till the end of the month and try to sell 3 on the 31st. Every 10 days, be, having people in your pipeline that you're talking to about how we can help them. And every 10 days, a challenge pack will mean you're constantly hitting Success Club every month and then some. You're helping a lot of people along the way, and you're earning an income. So there you go.
Well, and I think that kind of brought the point and topic they talked about today. I think it was Danielle that was talking about Boost, and one of her tips was organization, and that means knowing, like right now, what challenge group you're going to run next month and what the start date's going to be.
Right.
Having that already planned out and knowing exactly when you need to start inviting people to that so that you can feed them into that. So having a plan down the road so you're not getting to the end of the month going, oh, crap.
Right.
What am I going to do? Who am I going to invite? What are we going to do? That kind of a thing. Having a plan
Absolutely.
each time. So.
Cool. Well, I think we could probably just keep going on and on and on all night if you guys want. I could think of some more stuff I learned at Super Saturday. I'm sure you guys learned different stuff. I'm sure we could all talk for days. But in the interest of, let's keep this to about a half an hour so it's realistic. in this moment, Beth will spotlight on you, and I know Nicole, I'm assuming, is still on the phone. If either of you or both of you have anything you want to say or add or ask about the group or Beachbody or whatever, open mic.
Okay, I'll go. So I don't know if all of you had a chance to read kind of like my backstory before I started being a coach, but I've been running challenge groups at work because they do something like 2 or 3 times a year, trying to get people healthier and more active. So I've been doing that, and even when the challenge would end, my groups would want me to continue, and so I would, because I want them to know what I know, and just like I'm happy with the results I see for me, I want them to have that same success. And so when Michelle asked me about the coaching, I think part of it was kind of what you mentioned, Kristen, about feeling maybe a little guilty getting paid to do it when I would do it for free at any time for anybody, just to help them. But to know why not? Why can't I get paid? Why can't I promote, Shakeology, which I love, which, I can tell when I don't drink it, my body feels it. Or the workouts that I've done on and off and on throughout the years that I know work and I get results from, why wouldn't I partner with the company and take what I know and the experiences that I have and get the resources from them to help me move forward with that. Whether that's still, my whole thing is always going to be to help people, but like you said, there's nothing wrong with building a business off of that too. So that was kind of one thing to kind of get straight in my head. But it's also been really nice to have all the support from this group and just all the resource. Oh my gosh, Beachbody has so much information out there. I could never read it all, but I know that if there's ever anything that somebody asks me, that I can either ask you guys or I can go on the site and look. I've never had a problem getting an answer or, feeling like I don't know who to go to ask anything. So just the support that this group has shown me already, like even the first week, when I was telling people who are now in my challenge group, I just have all this support now, whereas before, people are always looking to me for that support. And it was kind of like I didn't have anybody to look out for that support, and now I do. So that's really nice. And the cool thing about this first little round of challenge group is it's, people that I have been, helping all along, who are not only joining the challenge group, but they're off telling other people what I'm doing too. And, trying to help me get more business because they believe in what I'm doing. They, see what I'm doing and they see I'm getting results from it, and they're super excited to start. And I am going to have a lunch with everybody because they're all at my job. So we're going to have a lunch. They wanted to have a lunch this week before we start on the 18th. They wanted to track my food. They have all these questions. They're so excited. But I think my biggest thing that I think they all know, but I just have to keep saying it, is that I can give you everything that works for me. However, they still have to figure it out for themselves. They have to figure out what food works for them. They have to figure out, what time of day their exercise works for them. Just like I had to figure all that out for myself and make it personal for me, they have to do the same thing. And so that's my biggest thing to get across with them is I can show you what I've eaten for a week, but you're not going to eat that every day for 3 weeks, or and then from there, hopefully, is where I would look to maybe in the future getting coaches from them having their own success and seeing that they can do what I'm doing too. It's just my own experience that I'm going off of, and that's what they're going to have too once they completed a round or two and get that confidence that, and kind of figure out what they're doing, that they can know that, yeah, I can do this too on some kind of level, whatever level that is that they would want for themselves. Yeah, I'm excited to start. Everybody's super pumped about the first challenge group, so I'm ready. Got my little Facebook page set up. Michelle showed me again today where to get the little post from, to put over there every day, so we're ready to go.
She's doing very good. She's killing it. She's killing those burpees today at Super Sunday too. Super impressive. You've come a long ways, girlfriend. Proud of you.
That's awesome. I didn't actually know that much of your story, Beth, and so honored to have you on the team. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm enjoying it, and I really did. I was sitting there today when we were at the meeting, and when Melissa McAllister got up,
Yeah,
with all of her 144 coaches. Like,
That's only part of her coaches.
Yeah, like that is awesome to have all those coaches under her, and then of course to just kind of not even be able to wrap my head around how many people that they're all helping. And then even to think, I think there was like 1,500 people there today.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas is huge. And I know that wasn't all of the coaches that are in the Dallas market. However, 1,500 compared to all the people that are in Dallas, like there's so many more people to reach out to.
Yeah.
And being the fact that the coaching thing is kind of newer for Beachbody, what is it, like 5 or 6 years?
Well, 9 years, because Kristen's been doing it for 9 years.
But there's a lot of people that I talk to that they're like, no, what is Beachbody? But once I start mentioning things like P90X and Insanity, they're like, oh, okay. I don't think they always make the connection that it always comes coming out of the same company.
No,
But
yeah.
there's still a lot of people that just really don't know coaching side of it or anything like that. So that kind of made me feel like I'm not diving into a completely saturated market. You know, there's still room for growth there. So that was good to see.
yeah. You know what Shalene Johnson says about that? She says, do you know anybody who's not 100% perfectly healthy? Anybody? Do you know anyone? Okay, then we're not saturated yet.
Right.
Because we all know plenty of those people. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And Nicole, are you on the phone?
She's muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have anything you want to add? I know you spent the day with these crazies just like Beth, so.
I know. I saw everyone but you today, pretty much. So
Yeah, exactly.
no, I don't have anything major to add, but just today was great. It was kind of fun to go to a bigger Beachbody event because mine are a little bit smaller normally, and I think it's fun. It's motivating, and it kind of gives you a little jump start to get moving.
Cool.
It was good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for jumping on tonight. Are you traveling back home now?
I'm gonna go in the morning.
Oh,
so,
good. Okay.
Too dark out for me to drive.
Yeah. All right. Well, Michelle, Aaron, anything you want to say to wrap up, or we can call it a night?
No, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for our inaugural Now I'm a Coach, Now What group. We learned a lot. Hopefully everybody else did too, and we'll be back for more in a couple weeks.
Alrighty.
Great.
So